Want to go 10-0-3 as Zeri in Wild Rift's Dragon Lane? Positioning is everything. I crushed Kai'Sa and Seraphine and a Rammus in the jungle with these pro-level tricks. In 10 minutes, you'll learn how to dominate solo queue, spark your rank to climb. Don't click away. This is your Zeri Masterclass. Welcome to RGD Gaming, where we turn solo queue into a highlight reel. Just kidding. Sort of. I'm Bill, and today we're diving into Zeri, the Spark of Zaun, to master the Dragon Lane and positioning. I went 10-0-3 against a Kai'Sa and Seraphine and a stacked enemy team, and I'm going to spill the positioning secrets that made it happen. Whether you're stuck in gold or aiming for Challenger, these tips will electrify your games. Smash that like button, grab a drink, and let's get sparked. Zeri is a mobile marksman who thrives on dealing damage while dodging enemy threats. Her short range and ultimate stacks mean position is key. You have to stay at max auto attack range, poke safely, and then use her third ability to reposition if necessary when somebody jumps on you. This third ability kept me untouchable for my 10-0-3 game. Position is key in the laning phase. Early on, Kai'Sa and Seraphine can easily outtrade me if they land their abilities. I need to mainly focus on farming until I hit level 5 and or I get my first weapon, Immortal Shield Bow. I have to use Yumi's speed that they give me to make sure I am dodging the enemy abilities in lane, and I also want to hold my third ability to jump over a wall when things get dicey. Here I'm going to insert a clip where a fight goes sideways for our team, and I peace out over the wall to my tower to safety rather than dying in that fight. Rammus is a gank machine, especially in the early game. With Powerball and Taunt, you have to position near your tower when you don't see him on the minimap. If he rolls in, he can get you with the Powerball, knock you up, taunt you, and the enemy can finish you off easily. So you need to play safe, especially in the early game, and be patient. You have to wait for the right moment in order to strike. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, especially when the enemy can blow you up with their abilities, and their jungle has great early gank potential to be able to take you out. I know this can be a little bit frustrating as the ADC. You're the playmaker. You have Zeri. You can jump over walls. You can shoot through walls. You have great teamfight potential. But you have to be patient and wait for the right moments. Zeri's early game is not that strong. So you need to wait for the right moments. And then when they do present themselves, make sure you're aware of the map, what's going on, and you can turn and take that fight. Here's an example where I actually do get a little bit impatient. And I go in because I want to take a fight. I want to get into the team fight with the enemy. I see my team's fighting, so I get in there and I get just a little bit too overextended. Fortunately, I'm able to get out. But you have to be patient. So here's another fight. Dragon's up. We're able to get one kill, but I see that that fight is going sideways for me, and I get out of there because I don't want to die. There's no reason. Our team is not here to fight this. Morgana has no mana and no health. I'm half health and low on mana. So there's no way we're going to be able to do anything. So I have to go back to what I need to be doing, which is farming the wave and being patient. I wish my team had been there. I wish they were taking the Enchanted Ensemble while that was going on. Unfortunately, they weren't. And sometimes in solo queue, that's what you're going to get. Your team isn't doing the things that you want. But that doesn't mean you need to freak out. That doesn't mean I need to be impatient. That doesn't mean I need to jump in there and try to 1v5 or 2v5 the enemy team. So what I'm going to do in that situation is just go back to farming, getting gold, and waiting for the right opportunity. You see, the enemy team in this case gets both Dragon and the Enchanted Ensemble. That's great for them. That is terrible news for us. But that doesn't change what I'm doing. So here we go. I see that Kai'Sa's on the other side of the map. That's beautiful. And so I'm going to take advantage of the situation that I have, which is I'm going to farm waves, and then I'm going to put damage onto the tower and try to take it down. Okay, there's nothing for me to do. So I'm going to clear a wave, go back, shop. You can see actually Yumi's getting a little impatient too. They use their ultimate, and so they obviously wanted to fight. Unfortunately, I was backing off at that point. And here I'm going to see my first real opportunity to take advantage of the enemy, and you can do this as Zeri. This is a great trick. If you don't do this, you should be. I think they're going to come into that tower, and what can I do? I can surprise them, jump on them. So surprise, jump over the wall, ultimate. Seraphine's slower than Kai'Sa, so we're able to get the kill, and then we're able to chase down the Kai'Sa, exhaust her, using my abilities first and second, so that way I can slow them, and we're able to get a double kill and a shutdown on Kai'Sa. So I had to wait 9 minutes into this game for my first real opportunity. In solo queue, you need to be patient with your positioning. You want to wait for the opportunity. Once it presents itself, jump on it. It's fun when you're Zeri because you can literally jump on them. Jump down their head, ultimate, and then just start spamming my abilities. Kill Seraphine first in that situation, and then take down and chase the Kai'Sa. Solo queue is chaos, but you need to make the most right decisions possible. If you look at the mini-map, I've got Rammus on my right, Swain and Viego coming behind me on my left, Seraphine's on the other side, Kai'Sa's in mid. All I'm trying to do there is make the best possible decision, which is be at Dragon with my team, trying to group with them. As the ADC, people should peel for you. They're not going to. So you have to just do your best and try to position in the best possible spot that you think you can. Here's an example. Boom, I was able to position, peeling for my team. I'm able to shoot Viego over the wall and get a kill there. And that's just me trying to be in the right spot. I see the fight happening. I'm not going to dive in head first, but I'm able to use my second ability through a wall and get an extra kill right there. Just being in the right spot at the right time. Okay, here I see my team grouping in mid. The goal here is going to be to take down that mid tower and open up the map. They have ours. We want to get theirs. It's pretty low. We're all here, so we're going to just go for the tower. We get engaged on, so we're going to pop our ultimate here and try to get a kill. We're able to get one kill. Mundo and Mbessa are up in front, soaking up the damage. Morgana and I are in the back, poking and using our abilities. And we're able to get the tower. We trade 1 for 1. Mundo goes down, so does Rammus. Not a bad trade, especially because we got the tower and we were able to open up the map. But you saw, I'm back behind. Rammus has to come into everybody. He has to come into me, Yuumi, and Morgana and just take tons of damage to be able to do anything to us. And we're able to get a kill on him because he had to do that. You'll see here that this is actually a really tight game. We're up by about 3,500 gold. And the main difference is going to be our Mundo is up on the Rammus, and I'm up a little bit on Kai'Sa, but not much. And Kai'Sa's actually doing a great job. She is giving her team the opportunity to win this. She has enough gold that she can deal adequate damage in team fights. And this is one of those things where positioning isn't always just micro. Like this Swain has no business being here. Like, what kind of macro position is that? That he's just on the opposite side of the blue buff. I could see him taking a peek from the river to see if the blue buff is up, trying to steal it. But he makes a terrible mistake there. So now he's going to be down for 20-some seconds. Meanwhile, I'm still farming waves, getting gold, and now part of their team is not farming, and they're going to fall just a little bit further behind. So that's a big mistake that you don't want to make, or even just a little bit of mistake of being just out of position. So think about where you can be on the map, where you can get the most amount of gold. And now you'll see I'm right on Dragon. Rammus makes the decision to come in and die, and that was an unfortunate decision on his part. And you'll see again the Swain on the opposite side of the map, just all by himself. He's going to get all of us to rotate on him. If he was on the other side away from Baron, that could be an okay play. And you'll see that sometimes where somebody will push a lane, try to get an inhibitor, and then their team is able to do Baron. But he's on the same side as Baron, so we're able to rotate on him. And even if they jumped on Baron, we'd be able to get the kill and then stop them from getting Baron. Terrible choice on his part, which is going to cost his team a lot of gold. Okay, now you saw my team pushing up for that tier 2 mid tower. That's a mistake on their part. I'm the main damage dealer right now. Yuumi's on me, which helps me enhance all of my damage that I'm doing. And my team should not be fighting that fight without me. They shouldn't be taking any big team fights. Unfortunately for the enemy team, Morgana's able to use her first and second ability over the wall and steal the Baron. But my team did everything they could to give the enemy a huge advantage there, and that would have been a big mistake. I honestly don't blame this Rammus right here for being out of position. Like, after losing a Baron to a Morgana over the wall, I'd be a little bit out of sorts too, and he dies. But that just goes to show, like, my team had the advantage. We got a little bit more advantage because Swain made a mistake. And then we go push mid without our main damage source, and that happens all the time. You would not believe how often that happens in solo queue, where a team starts thinking, oh, we're winning because we won a couple of fights, and their main damage dealer, me, the ADC, is not at the fight, and they take a fight. You have to just be able to roll with those punches and deal with that, and now that's going to happen. Fight swings the other way when Morgana is able to steal the Baron. That is solo queue. That is the chaos I was talking about. Do not let that stuff tilt you off your game. Keep playing your game. Keep making the right and best decisions. This is one of the spots where I'm forcing the Elder call here. I see Seraphine's on the other side of the map. I saw Viego go into recall. That means our worst case scenario is going to be a 3v5 for Elder. I like those odds, so I went in right to Elder and started attacking it, which indicates to my team that we're going to take Elder. And a lot of time in solo queue, people will go along with you if you do something like that. People want fights. That's why those swings happen. People want to be fighting. They want team fights. They want to take Baron. They want to take Elder. And so what I did was just force the hand of my team, went right for Elder. We also had Baron, which was our worst case scenario, as we have to defend with Baron, which is unfortunate, but we would have been able to do it. And so a 3v5 with Baron pushing was going to give us plenty of opportunity that will take that fight, even though it's not a guarantee we'll get it. And then we're going to be able to have Elder and Baron, very difficult to defend. And in this case, we're just going to clean up this game and be able to take down the win. Macro and micro positioning is how you win in solo queue. And that doesn't mean blindly following your team. That means making the right decisions even when they're making the wrong ones. It's going to happen every single game. You're going to make mistakes. Your team is going to make mistakes. That doesn't change how you play the game. You saw I made a mistake early in a fight that I was taking. I was fortunate to get out of it. And then at the end, I'm making the right decision where I'm able to be there and go right to Elder, start the Elder, basically make the call for my team, and then we're able to finish and win the game. Hopefully I see you on the Rift. GG.